This is a wonderful diocese. You know, I'm in my 18th year as bishop, and I can't imagine a diocese that is more creative than this one and more determined to build God's kingdom in the world. You know, the Episcopal Church and all mainline denominations have gone through a steady decline for several decades now, and we've actually turned that around in this diocese. So we're showing increase in plate and giving in this diocese, increase in new membership. So we have a great future that God is calling us into. And we know that one of the reasons that we have those increases is because of programs that we've had in this diocese that have encouraged growth. So now we want to take it to the next level. And I'm just so grateful for the hard work in all of our congregations across the diocese. But there are also some things that we do better together. And that's part of what the focus of this campaign is as well, as we draw together in the kind of unity that St. John's Gospel talks about, then we're able to have the strong voice of Jesus Christ in the world. This is a campaign where there are very few dollars that are going to endowment and very few dollars that are going towards building and the maintenance of building. It's all going towards the building up of God's kingdom, both in eastern Massachusetts and far beyond.
So, the diocese has created this new endeavor called a Mission Hub, which is a partnership of congregations that will offer a bold and effective presence of Christ in a way that's tailored to that community's needs and is supported by the resources of some of the diocese's most successful ministries, such as the Life Together program, Be Safe, the Urban Residence program, and the Leadership Development Initiative. In the Fall River, New Bedford area, there are currently 7 churches that have signed on to be part of this effort.
There's work with the poor and the hungry, the homeless. We all have those bits and pieces in the whole state. Obviously, we're all dealing with unemployment and those issues, but particularly the South Coast, that at times we feel cut off, and I think partnering up would really strengthen and empower us to deal with some of the issues that we're facing now.
We realized that no one church could do all this work, and that's what led us to a place of building relationships with places like Grace New Bedford, building these partnerships to do this work together as a deanery.
It's a really exciting time to be in the church. I think we're seeing the idea of a new emerging church that is much more collaborative, where every congregation is in partnership with either others or another congregation. I do dream, even in retirement, I'll be dreaming of a church, and of a church that we've been working together on for many years here in the Diocese of Massachusetts, a church where the ministry of all the baptized, not just the ordained, is celebrated and honored and respected.
It is what we are called to do out of a sense of love of God and the love of this whole of creation. It's not just what we do for people, it's for all that God has created. When we care for the rivers and the lakes and the streams, the air of this wonderful, fragile planet, our island home, as we say. It is in caring for others that I find myself being open to God's care.
The Green Grant enabled Grace Church to replace old incandescent light bulbs with high-efficient LEDs so that we can actually enhance the lighting in our sanctuary so that people of all ages can see the hymnal and the prayer book.
I think the collaborative campaign is a great way for parishes to not only do God's work locally in their own communities, but also to support the really outstanding work that the diocese is doing, and to really support God's work beyond the borders of your own community and beyond the 4 walls of your parish. I think what surprised me is how enthusiastic people were. I expected to get thrown out of people's houses asking for that much money, and people were fired up and excited.
The congregation has taken more ownership of its mission and decide to continue to move out. And I think that we have also raised money beyond our dreams.
The campaign is a really very high personal priority for my wife and myself. We have made this the single largest philanthropic commitment that we have in the last 10 years. And we've done it because of our deep belief that the church can only be relevant and reinvented at this period of time with really energetic leadership and a strong set of outreach programs. I think that the campaign is going to really strengthen the parishes by bringing a deeper involvement in programs that can only be done at the diocesan level.
700 people pray to God here every week in 5 different congregations. On Sunday, we have the indoor congregation made up of people from the poor neighborhoods in Boston, the Chinese community, the homeless who worship across the street connected with Common Cathedral. On Thursday nights, we have the Crossing, which is this amazing, liturgically innovative, emerging church community, mainly of young adults, but anyone's welcome. I've been. And then on Fridays, the Muslims come in for their required prayers. So it's quite an eclectic and amazing mix.
I feel like our hope for the entire cathedral community, all of the congregations, is that we can embody what it means to dream with God, to be fearless, to be rooted in your context, and to say, God, what do you want to happen in this place with your people right now? If we are a space that is refreshed and that is inviting and that is welcoming and that can host and welcome people to do a variety of things and to discover prayer in a whole new way, that says something to our city, to our state, and hopefully, again, it releases the rest of our diocese, the rest of the church, to also say, this is what it looks like to be Episcopalian.
I believe that the cathedral can be the center of our diocese. I believe it's the heart of the work we do together, our mission and our ministry. And so I think the physical space in which we gather communicates what we believe, feeds us as we're sent forth to do our mission and ministry.
We need a cathedral that's inviting, that's welcoming, that is easily accessible by all people, that is efficient in terms of energy and our carbon footprint, and that proclaims our faith on the common in unmistakable ways.
One of the greatest resources that the Episcopal Diocese here has is the Barbara C. Harris Camp and Conference Center in Greenfield, New Hampshire. And Be Safe and BCH together have provided opportunities for 120 young people to go for a week of program up at the camp. And what I see over and over again with kids there is what healing can do for kids when they're out in nature. Being able to swim in a lake, being able to run around without fears, being able to experience the quiet of nighttime, being able to see animals. To me, this is a great opportunity that our kids get to have, in part because of the resource of the camp in Greenfield. Be Safe is a program called the Bishop's Summer Academic and Fun Enrichment Program. It's designed to help young people feel safe, feel big, and feel connected. We serve 550 young people in neighborhoods around Boston and also in Chelsea.
So many young people in today's culture don't come with a firm faith foundation that they're looking to immediately lock into. So for me, I think campus ministry is ultimately missional work in a really important way. So Life Together is an 11-month fellowship and leadership development program that matches emerging young adult leaders with nonprofit organizations, Episcopal churches, and chaplaincies throughout eastern Massachusetts, training them to be leaders who are prayerful and prophetic. I always knew that I wanted to make a difference in the world, and my year in the intern program gave me the opportunity to practice being a leader in a way that I've never really had the opportunity to do before.
This comprehensive campaign is just that, comprehensive, as it builds leadership and opportunities to honor God's wonderful creation, as it equips congregations for local ministry and brings in young people, as it connects to the worldwide church with people in Africa, in Palestine, in Israel, in Haiti, in Central America, and on our Gulf Coast. Because our diocese is so committed to mission, we will be tithing, giving away the first fruits of this campaign to empower mission work. There will be matching funds that congregations can use for mission trips and mission projects, and larger grants to our current international partnerships. Ultimately, for me, the work that we do in the mission of God in this whole campaign is enabling and equipping us to do the work of God together.
I think the campaign really empowered us to think big and think what kind of collective sacrifice we can make together for the church, how we could, imagine doing something really big all at once.
For me, the invitation of the entire campaign is an invitation to fully live our faith in a world that increasingly is hungry to encounter God, that we can boldly testify to our belief that the Holy Spirit is living and active in our world, and that we are on the move, coming into a holy space to be fed and challenged, and then pushed out the doors to do work in this world, and then come back and go out, and that we living that will inspire others who feel on the edges of our faith to join in, others who've never even been to church to think, I want what they're having.
The most important aspect of this campaign, we're going to do wonderful things with these resources, both for young people and the environment and mission. But the most important thing about this campaign is that in the giving and in the planning of the campaign and in the ways that we're distributing these resources, we're all going to go deeper into our own transformation in Jesus Christ. This campaign has the possibility of taking every one of us to a deeper place in our relationship with God, and that's the most important thing about this campaign.